In this video, we will explore how to implement effective exception handling in basket microservices. Exception handling is a cross-cutting concern essential for maintaining the robustness of our microservices. We have already implemented a custom exception handling mechanism in the building blocks project that can be used for each microservices to handle the cross-cutting concerns in the building blocks. So let's briefly review the custom exception handler class in the building blocks project. For that purpose, please open the Visual Studio and go to the building blocks, and under the exception folders, if you open the handler folder, you can see the custom exception handler class is located building blocks. So this class standardizes how exceptions are couched and handled across different microservices. You can see that we have try handle async method, and in this method we will perform logging at the beginning of the method, and after that we will get exception details and understand the exception types and populate the message name and status code, and after that we will create problem details, and after that we will write as JSON format the whole problem details to perform exception handling as a cross-cutting concern. So how can we integrate these exception handling in basket microservices? Of course, we can add this custom exception handler into program CS of the basket API microservices. So please go to basket API and program CS, and if you scroll down you can come to before building the application, and now I am going to add a exception handling cross-cutting concern. We should register with builder services dot add exception handler method, and we can paste the custom exception handler as a generics in here, in our case, which is the custom exception handler. So we have registered our custom exception handler before building the application into the ASP.NET built-in dependency injection, and after that we can configure HTTP request pipeline. For that purpose, I'm going to use app.use exception handler method, and in this method we can pass the options as an empty options. I'm going to put an empty options, and we can basically configure HTTP request pipeline for the generic cross-cutting exception handlers. So we have added two lines of code in the program says the first line of code in here add exception handler, and the second line of code is after building the web project app.use exception handler method. Please save this program CS, and after that we can test our endpoint. As you remember that if you open the Postman, last time we got this raw message for the exception. Now I am going to run this basket API in a HTTPS format, and let's try to hit again the same endpoint and see how it can be respond back. So application started successfully, and if you open the Postman and send HTTP get method again, this time this will be perform the same steps, and if I hit F5 and throw a basket not found exception, you can see that we got the exceptions come to the our method, which is the custom exception handler try handle async method, and after that we will see more readable method. As you can see that the response is much more structured and informative, and this is how building blocks perform implementing cross-cutting concerns like exception handling effectively. Basically, we have added only two lines of code into our program CS and get this exception handling feature for basket microservices. So this kind of cross-cutting concerns we can add into separate class library and get reference our microservices in order to behave common features for all microservices very naturally and very straightforward.